My name is Jim Allen. I'm the president and chairman of the board for Agua Viva International. Thank you for joining us. Agua Viva means literally water for life. Agua Viva exists to improve health by providing purified drinking water to disadvantaged remote villages in Guatemala, Honduras, and Ecuador in Central and South America, and Tanzania and Kenya in Africa. Each of our water purification systems uses a process called ozonation to purify water for communities of 2,000 men, women, and children. Agua Viva purification systems are presently installed in churches, schools, and now many orphanages and some hospitals. Agua Viva is a 501c3 corporation registered in the state of Kansas in good standing. Our organization is run by an all-volunteer staff. We have no paid employees, no debt, and we do not own any property. We enlist in-country volunteers, our friends, to support our missions in these countries. I personally took this photo last year in Africa. This little girl lives in Busisi, Tanzania. She will probably never go to school, although her brother will go to school. And she may never have a paying job. Why? Because she will fetch water from a nearby lake, just like her mother, walking 5 miles her entire adult life, 2 and 3 times a day, carrying an open 5-gallon bucket of dirty, contaminated water on her head. In this community, the enemy is cholera and typhoid, both spread by the ingestion of dirty drinking water. In this community, the enemy is roundworms, amoebas, and viruses spread by the ingestion of untreated lake water. The enemy is absenteeism at the schools, where 25% of the children are at home on any given day, sick with diarrhea, stomach aches, and malnutrition. But because of the great work Agua Viva has been doing in this community, this child in Busisi now has a glimmer of hope, a chance to go to school, a chance just to be healthy, a chance to be productive, and a chance to contribute and build a better place to live in her community. You know, I hate to say it, but I grew up in a privileged home. I've always had a place to sleep, electricity, and more than enough to eat. I don't think I've ever been hungry. In fact, I hate to admit that I sprinkle my grass with drinking water. Yes, I grew up in the United States, where we enjoy a strong democracy to protect our freedom, and where we have become probably the most affluent country in the world. On my first trip to Guatemala, I hate to say it, but I was afraid. I was afraid of the poverty, a stark contrast to my upbringing. And I was afraid because these people were different. And on that first trip to Guatemala, I visited an elderly lady's home. Her name was Christina. Her home had a dirt floor. Her home had electricity. Yes, it had 1 pair of 18-gauge wires dangling from the ceiling of the kitchen, with a single light bulb taped to the wires. This sweet lady offered to fix us a meal. Corn or wheat tortilla, she asked. She pointed to a sack of whole corn and a sack of wheat, and then she proceeded to make us a corn tortilla, grinding the corn on a stone. She had drinking water that she had dipped from a well, 6 foot deep, that she had helped dig herself with a shovel. My experience with Christina was precious. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything in the world, because that day I was changed forever. I came to realize that these people were real, feeling human beings, They were kind, intelligent, loving, and they were precious. They became my friends, my brothers and sisters. And on that day, I came to the realization that I, Jim Allen, could help these people. I could do something very important in my life. I could save lives. This experience was the very genesis of Agua Viva International, and a short time later, we began our incredible journey of faith and service.
Hello, my name is Jerry Johnson. I am Chief Executive Officer for Agua Viva International. On the high plains of the Andes Mountains of Ecuador, Agua Viva is making preparations for our 8th installation in Ecuador. This new system will reside among the disadvantaged indigenous people of Ecuador in a school for 400 youth located 12,000 feet above sea level in a city called Rio Jubal. This city has no paved roads and has no access to purified drinking water. Every single person has parasites. In these countries we serve, women are often oppressed, afraid to speak their mind, relegated to fetching water and raising children. Agua Viva provides opportunity for these women to become leaders. Agua Viva has signed a covenant to bring purified water to this community in 2021. And now, this community, for the first time, will have an opportunity for women to lead, for women to teach, and for women to contribute in a more meaningful way. We are making many friends in Ecuador and the countries we serve, and the demand for water is outpacing our abilities to fund these projects. We are faced with unprecedented times. The COVID pandemic has increased demand and urgency for purified drinking water in these communities. These remote communities do not receive government services. There are no hospitals, clinics, paved roads, no police, no sewage systems, and of course, there is no purified drinking water.
Hello, my name is Nancy Allen. I'm the Education Coordinator for Agua Viva. When Agua Viva works with a community to install a new water system, in many cases, residents do not understand the connection between drinking contaminated water and illness. Agua Viva's education program is structured to ensure that an entire community understands 3 important concepts. First, we talk about germs. What is a germ, where are they found, and how they make you sick. Second, we talk about when you have a limited supply of purified water, what are the 4 primary uses of it to keep you healthy? The third concept we teach is hand washing, which is critical to minimize the spread of illness. For many generations, indigenous communities have been drinking water straight out of the river or lake, and there are myths about why the residents have digestive problems. Our education program relies on scientific concepts that dispel some of these harmful myths. Agua Viva's education program emphasizes the positive impact on health that is possible with good drinking water practices. The education program is designed as a teach the teachers model so that in-country community leaders who are trained can continue educating future generations. We use varied interactive science experiments that are not only engaging and convincing, but a whole lot of fun. We can show them examples of parasite eggs and how the digestive system is the perfect place for adult parasites to grow. By examining jars of preserved parasites, they can see the actual size of the worms that thrive inside their bodies, which paints a clear picture of why we need to drink pure water. We also culture organisms in agar plates of their unwashed fingertips, and we also put drops of local water onto an agar plate and a drop of purified water onto the agar plate to demonstrate how quickly germs can grow in a warm environment over just about 3 days. We also explain in detail the 4 uses of water to conserve this limited resource and simple no-cost methods to improve their health. Agua Viva's education program is successful. Schools and orphanages who use our purified water daily report that student absenteeism falls 25% in the first 2 weeks of drinking purified water, and it continues to improve over time. During this time of COVID and the associated travel restrictions, we have a positive story to share about education. One of our in-country coordinators in Tanzania has translated all of our education materials into Swahili. And he was so impressed with the content of our education that he requested that he begin teaching these concepts in his community. And we don't even have a completed installation there yet. At Agua Viva, we are all about sustainability. This is why we recommend that communities build a micro-business. By selling their 5-gallon bottles of purified water in the community, they can earn money to build a thriving small business. As more water is sold, they can purchase more bottles to grow their small business. And even after giving away a certain percentage of the water to the poor who really can't afford to buy purified water, each system can still produce a significant income to sustain operations and grow. With earned income, money is available to pay for the upkeep of the system and pay their operators to bottle and maintain the system. Jobs are in very short supply in rural communities, and job creation is one of the great benefits of having an Agua Viva water purification system. Agua Viva has learned that gender equality is rare in developing countries. Therefore, we require that women are part of both teams, the installation team and the education team. We have proof from hands-on experience that women excel at gluing pipe and doing construction work. Working alongside men develops awareness of equity, not only for the women, but for the men they work with. And women can develop more confidence in their varied skills. Agua Viva systems can provide an opportunity for a woman to learn business skills as well, and for her to become a role model for the community.
So what is our plan for 2021? We've been working tirelessly in these communities for more than 10 years, and we now have strong networks of many friends in these remote villages. In 2021, instead of sending U.S. volunteers to these countries to do the work, Agua Viva is enlisting our in-country friends to provide the full installation themselves. Agua Viva is giving these communities a chance to lift themselves up. We're enabling them to help themselves. By utilizing virtual meetings and video technology like Zoom, Agua Viva will provide the needed instruction, answer questions, and support our friends to do a full installation, including education. Agua Viva will transport the equipment to the nearest airport in country and hand off the needed equipment and supplies, and our in-country support staff will take it from there. The pandemic has become a blessing in disguise. By limiting our travel exposure, our in-country staff can build confidence through sweat equity. They can take greater ownership and embrace the technology of their new water purification system. And we need your help. Demand for our water systems is growing fast, especially during this time of COVID, with outbreaks occurring worldwide. Agua Viva's success is helping the word to spread in other countries too, like Peru and Cuba. And I'll tell you, it's hard to keep up. Purified drinking water is the #1 concern in all of these communities. Nothing is more important to their survival and growth. And I hope this is important to you too. Our brothers and sisters are reaching out to us for help, and we have the right solution. 95% of our donations go directly to our mission, and we are efficient and effective. I hope you will join us for our online auction. We have lots of great items you can bid on, and combined with our Fund to Need program, Agua Viva has been able to provide purified drinking water to nearly 25,000 people to date. And we hope to double that in the next 2 years. To join us, register at aguavivainternational.org.